Harrison, we need. Good afternoon and welcome to the Monday, August 21st meeting of the Rotary Club of Raleigh. Great to see you guys here on a very warm August day. Our wonderful speaker today is that she's working on cooler temperatures this week, so I'm very excited about that. Before we get started, going to have Tony Hilliker to come up for the invocation of pledge. Also, I turn things on. There we go.
You guys all get to follow the allegiance. Father, thank you for bringing us here together as a club. Thank you for the folks that have prioritized their day to come here, and then they would come here to get something out of this. That when they come to these meetings, that it's not only that they would get some fine food and some fine time, some fine folks, but that we would all leave here more energized and more engaged to go out and impact our communities day to day. The energy that we scoop up here at Rotary on Monday stay with us all week. That our service are to be overflowing and impacting others as we go about the business. Meet people who need to have a contagious joy that we bring out and share it as what's going on. Thank you for this food, for this time. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic one nation indivisible. God bless America.
Was being along with us. So, before we go any further, we have got some guests today. I'm gonna start off with this front table guest of Leslie Oliver, Megan Loudon. Do you mind standing up and telling us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, everybody. So nice to be here. I am really new. Good to travel home from New York. last year, and was in New York for 5 years. Before that, my accident was in Wales in Texas for 30 years. My work is nonprofit work. I have been both a volunteer leader in a lot of nonprofits in various communities. But my paid work is that I consult nonprofits on campaign planning, strategic planning, training volunteers to raise money, anything else you would think of. So I'm delighted to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and welcome. Walk up here. These tables. Got two special guests up here. So came, I think, bringing his unearthly bear. And we got some guests right here. Yes, over one.
Actually, I'm my colleague who taught us up. So we've got Emma Sullivan here. She's the Chief Administrative Officer of the City Group, member of the Richmond County Rotary, Chamber of Commerce. Just joined the Raleigh Chamber. You can be happy about that. She's the Chief Administrative Officer of the City Group, which is a corporate company that manages close to 2,000 other businesses, including much of the nightlife and hospitality on the land of the South, and a commercial construction company, Carolina Design and Construction, and their boxing gym, Knuckle Up, and the Rockingham Speedway, which has been into that time of year, and multiple other private businesses. Kim?
I'm also here with Gardner summer. It is for the speaker for the 15 purpose. So we're going to try and list you each part of our community. So it's very nice to be here.
Thanks.
Yeah, we have one more guest over here. Is this guest members? Jacob.
This is one of my 16 nieces or nephews. Jay, he's the oldest sister, youngest son. They two older brothers and an older sister. We're here around as well. He's from Morgantown, West Virginia, and he is starting a senior year at NC State, where he's studying mechanics.
Jacob, we're going to be talking about Rotary, and you have to please, if you ever leave that part. Okay, we'll have to come out on Saturday. So don't forget the potential lines for buckets in the middle of the table, like a fair change research Alzheimer's and dementia. And happy dollars, you have the return gift shop. You went for some happy dollars.
For my dear wife, possibly this there on the planes, so we had to cancel it. We're coming out from Germany, so it's all good. Good to be back home. I'm going in again. Maybe I didn't do more than that. Anybody?
Days today. Today is 37 years of sobriety from my dear husband. Someone made it for she's born, turned 10 last. So I have $47. Look at you. My 30-year-old daughter, Alex, just graduated in her master's in social work from NC State, and she checked in today for a new job at a charity hospital in Wellsboro as a clinical physician.
Next call. Nobody else have anything? Take a breath.
All right, thank you, Charles, for coming. What's it happening? Okay, coming up meetings, and as we go through this, we have an awesome packed agenda today, so we're not going to be Rotary Trivia this week. But right here, Tom Packer, he's here to come in, and Mary Moss is here. So Tom Packer, Andy Patton, would you better go ahead and make your way up here? So upcoming meeting, next week we have Raleigh Rotary and Eric Sutherland, who will be talking to us about the state of senior care in North Carolina. Then we have another training for Labor Day, September 4th, no meeting, will not be meeting here. Then the 11th, we have Dr. D-Long in Missouri, and he owns a company that has consulted pharmacy primarily to elderly patients, helping them streamline their medications. And he has a system called prescribing, and he'll come to us and talk to us about that. Then we have Joby Nelson, who from AT&T North Carolina, will talk about digital networks and communications across the state. Upcoming district events, we've been hearing about this the last few weeks. District Assembly will be Saturday, September 16th. Definitely try to come out and get into that. It'll be in Gary at Greenwood Forest Baptist Church. And some club news.
Sure, everybody.
We're gonna skip forward to report for our the DEI membership summit this past weekend. Then run on it's too slow. One more. Thank you.
Thank you, President Terry. I just wanted to give a very brief update on the membership in the DEI summit that took place for our district this last Saturday. We haven't had any votes there, which is a really good turnout in the Library District. Our main speaker was Patrick Eves. Patrick is the Rotary International Director-elect, will take office in July 24 and serve until July 26. And he's a very fine speaker and a really good person to really support us in the whole issue of membership. We'll give just a couple of things to understand why membership is important. Pre-COVID, a district had 1,997 members. As a result of COVID, lost members across my district. That's to be expected in some ways because of COVID itself. Now, clawing the way back, the district stands at 1,845. Why is membership important? Membership is important because it means impact. Without our members, we could not do the things we do. We couldn't clean up the street like some folks did on Saturday. Like community, couldn't support our foundation. Our membership is critical to us to be able to have the impact in our community we really hope. And we really are doing quite well here. But we have to think about a couple of things, and that is we have to be adaptable. And I know this is tough, but we have to be able to change. Change is not a word that folks like at all, particularly in Rotary, but we have to embrace change because change is absolutely critical. It's happening around us. And trust me, I work in an institution that doesn't like change at all. There are three realities I think we have to deal with. Put it down. First, stable does not work. That is, if we just simply say we're doing okay, we have stability, we're not losing anybody, we're not gaining anybody, that is not the deals. Why? Because the second reality is attrition. Attrition happens in every organization, every group, business. They mentioned a couple of organizations like State Farm. It can expect 15% changeover of their customers in any 1 year. We have the same. And normal attrition rate for this club between 10 and 15%. So if we just think we're stable, we're not, because we're going to be losing people simply because folks are going to get another job, going to another area, and so on. So we have those realities. So that means clearly that we have to really emphasize is soliciting new members to join us. We invite folks to join us and part of this important work we're doing. And finally, of course, we talk about DEI. This is not just a catchphrase, not just a catchphrase for us. in the club, much of the catchphrase, those of us in Rotary. We really think that diversity is key. Now, I know it would be wonderful if everyone thought like me, did what I did, and live that way, but they don't. We have to have diversity. Diversity really improves our impact and really attracts more people to join us. So we're looking for that diversity as well. Just to mention, Nathan had allowed to answer this question. We had a presentation from a lady in Sylvia Whitlock. How many of you know who Sylvia Whitlock is? Then you should, because Sylvia Whitlock was the first woman to become a member of Rotary. She became a member of the Rotary Club of Whitewater when they were not permitted Rotary to have women at all. She later became president of that club, later district governor. She's a powerful, powerful lady, you know, and a real role model for those with Rotary. And she is one of those who helped make the decision of the Supreme Court of the United States in 1987, which finally Rotary admitted women not in that day. So only since 1987, we have women in Rotary. That's sad, but I'm glad it happened. Of course, as you know, this last year, our first woman international president, Deborah Jones, was a real milestone. We had a wonderful presentation with Sylvia Whitlock from California, and it was a joy to see her again. I've never actually come to international convention. She is a real dynamo. She's not very big. She's one powerful, powerful woman. So I urge you to think about joining us for future district events, such as the membership of the DES, or the one that Kerry just pointed out, which is the one we got the district training center on our foundation. If you go, Linda promises to give you at least 15 makeup points. Well, Linda, she's not listening. Linda, you can get 15 makeup points for anybody who goes to the next district training center. Right, something like that. So really do think about that. Okay. I'm going to move on really quickly to my next piece with my mic. Can I go to my head, please? I know many of us support the foundation in various ways, particularly what we give through our political donations. Some of you support the foundation by additional giving. Some of you become more responsible. Some of you support donation even more of this present time, become major donors with client. Some folks have chosen to make a request. That is, they've left funds for the Rotary Foundation after their death. And I know this is a thing that most folks want to think about, but it is a reality in our lives. Kirk Warner was one of those who made that decision to leave an impact on our foundation after his death. And so Kirk has made a significant donation to the Rotary Foundation. They will award him. This is a bequest society in level 5. Now, Kirk is not a person who wants a lot of attention. He's more like the couple. That's not his style. But bequest society level 5 is Kirk has offered to the Rotary Foundation to give $250,000 on his day. For that, I think we all agree that gratitude to Kirk and all those who support the Trust Foundation. I'm very proud to present him today with this request society in level 5. Would you join me in thanking Kirk?
We have a returning face to the podium that we saw a lot last year. Tom, half of the media past president. We go back up to the further, I think I can get it down. So I'm very different about this.
It's great to be back up at the podium after, over weekly meetings last year and see all of your friendly and enthusiastic, faces. We're off to a great start this year, but over the weekend, a few days ago, I received an email, from Patty mentioned Jennifer Jones, President of Rotary International, this past year, informing us that, our club had won, an award. The award used to be called the Presidential Citation, but I think Rotary actually renamed it, the Rotary Club Citation. Because obviously it's not just one person, one president, who makes a club run. So in District 7710, we belong to, there are 48 different Rotary clubs. Only 7 were awarded the club citation, and we were one of them. And the reason for the citation is all the selflessness and hard work and enthusiasm you put into the club last year. We had 24 new members from a wide variety of backgrounds, ages. We had 25 service projects, stream cleaning, et cetera, that you involved last year. And we raised and donated over $35,000 to the Salvation Army and a host of local charities and organizations that needed it and really appreciated our help. So thanks to all of you for this citation that we were awarded. This year off to another great start, and I'm sure Carrie will be up here next year talking about the same award. So give yourself the hand for this club's achievement, the citation that you all did and earned. Thank you. And towards the end of last year, one more thing. Remember the last meeting, we handed out a bunch of awards to people, all sorts of things. But one of the recipients wasn't here, and she is here today. And as you can tell, this award going to Mary Moss for perfect attendance last year. Now, perfect attendance member was on ours in grade school. It's no less important really for our club. It just shows Mary, who is one of our important past presidents, but her devotion to the club and for the handful of others that had her attendance just goes to show Mary's measure of devotion to the club, and this club couldn't run without people who give their devotion, whether financially, physically, or punctuality and just being here. Mary, thank you very much. You're perfect.
Thank you, past President Tom and Mary. As we talk about this next thing on the agenda, here we go. It's at 2 minutes. Could Tommy and Leslie go into Rotary Youth Exchange? We're going to be hearing a lot more about this, but at last Tuesday's board meeting, we voted to sponsor kids, children 15 to 18 for Rotary Youth Exchange. And this is thanks to our wonderful member, Raleigh Rotary, his dedication to Rotary and support of children in the community. So I'd like to give a round of applause for that. Lots more information coming up. And it is nosy neighbor time, and we have a special animal this week because Leslie would talk millions.
For those of you that are visiting, or for those of you that are members who just don't get here as regularly like to, this is our segment called Nosy Neighbor. And the idea is that we're bringing the club member up for you to get to know a little bit more about them. We all sit together here on Mondays, but that doesn't mean that we know each other's details. So this is kind of a deep dive on one member, pretty short amount of time to tell a couple stories and get to know them a little bit today. It's Leslie Oliver. If you guys don't know Leslie, she's like the most cheerful, happy person ever. She's always happy. Always have that opportunity. So, Leslie, you don't mind, can you talk a little bit about what you do professionally, and then we'll dive into some personal stuff too.
Okay. Hi, I work as the National Director of Development for Rising Against Hunger. We are a 25-year-old nonprofit based right here in Raleigh. We used to be called Stop Hunger Now. Probably you have packaged meals with us on funnels at some time. This is our 25th year, so we're having a big celebration in mid-November. I'd like to see all of that. My job career has been 20 years of fundraising work. It's more than 20, but I don't want everyone to get their calculators out. So I love meeting with people who have a passion for giving of themselves and also connecting that to a great need in the community. So I'm delighted to be here, and I'm delighted to be your nosy neighbor. I did meet a koala this summer personally, one-on-one. So
why don't you tell us a little bit about family, your family, kind of like growing up? And I think we have a story that's ready to run
okay, sure.
for the group.
Sure. So I am an only child. My father is still living in Burlington, and then my cousin and I live south of town, Giveaway Marina, closest to Wilmington, New Hampshire. So we have two children, adult children, and they're both married, and we have two. I almost skipped over the kids. I was just going to tell you about the grandsons. We have 5-year-old and 3-year-old. They are amazing. My son was recently, last week, was promoted to lieutenant in the Boston Fire Department. So there's this great family picture of all of them with fire department leaders. So we're very proud of them. And I grew up in Indiana, Central Indiana. So I went to Indiana University, and my story is that during ROTC, one year I was in a sorority, and during ROTC I was dressed up like Cliff Clavin, you know, in a postal uniform, because our ROTC party was a Cheers ROTC party. So it was again aging for myself. I was dressed up like Cliff Clavin. I was the postal worker, and I went into CVS. And I ran into John Mellencamp. He's a huge legend, right? And I'm in a postal uniform with the name tag on, and I was horrified. I'm sure he still remembers.
If you see it, you can ask. And then the last piece that we had, we were going to talk a little bit about professional accomplishments, some moments.
So I worked for a number of nonprofits in my career, from Mass General Hospital in Boston to the Library Foundation in Fort Worth, Texas, and I had a donor once who was really generous. And I had solicited her for, you know, for regular people would give a lot of money, but for her, which she was going to put it on her hand to get the points, right? So I had solicited her for her annual gift, and it was great. It was going to really help children in Fort Worth get help with their college applications. College, you know, when you're trying to go to college, and the kids were all from marginalized backgrounds. So she was really passionate about that. I was really happy, and life went on, and then about 6 weeks later, I got a letter in the mail. And she was anonymous, I don't say her name, but I don't want to break her anonymity. So she sent me $100,000 back out of blue. And she said it was because we had spent so much time together talking about what she cared about. Not about, and no one cares what I care about. You guys, the second, you'll forget it all later. And so she was very excited to, she said, I just got a little extra this year. And so I said, that was the greatest day of my life in fundraising, because I didn't even have to ask.
So if you guys want to get breakfast, lunch, happy hour, I can call Leslie, and if you're under, that's knowledge.
Yeah.
Please call us. We got some raffle money today too. Raise your hand if you bought a ticket today. Yeah, a lot of ticket winners. All right, let's see. Sir, can you draw me a winner here? Pull a winner out, please. You got it. There we go. I'll take this one right here. How about if your ticket number is 800-2239? Go. Perfect.
Congratulations. Okay, time for our service report, and as Richard Baker makes his way out here, we're going to Shay, can you come here to team up? Jessica, Pete, Corey, and Dr. Pearson. So let's all just line up here so we can roll on.
Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians. On August 19th, nearly 20 Rotarians and family members gathered at Lions Park for trash pickup. We have partnered with the city of Raleigh for a couple years now, where they supply us with grabbers and trash cans and trash bags and vests and gloves, and we go to it for a couple hours. And as you can see, our team has collected quite a bit of trash. In fact, in my email, our contact this morning, I should live, she asked how to go. I just sent her a picture, I should live as a flat in big caps. So this year, we decided to make it a little interesting, make it a little spicy, as the kids say. We wanted to make, what's the most unique item for Rotarian to find? Now, if you've ever done this before, you'll find some very unique items. I found tennis ball, a pot, Ronnie, so you find some crazy things. So what we decided to do is the Rotarian who finds the craziest item as with comes to the carry would win a $50 gift card from Back Road. So as you can see, we had a lot of nominees from the basketball goals to, you know, a shopping cart. I'm three of those actually, so they kind of. But we did find one item that was very unique. One Rotarian, and that item is from. Next slide. Did I do that? A car window. That is the winner. For what it's worth, you think that out by yourself. It's quite a feat experience. As you can see, you know, it's kind of bittersweet. It wasn't packed that much. But also just from this project, we might really make a difference in the city. Is very grateful. We put it out on social this morning. They thank you this morning. So we'll be doing another one next year. So well, I mean that's year, not calendar. But again, thanks for all who showed up. It was a great event, and there are a couple hours. So it's a good one. And as far as right,
I'm afraid you and Bear.
Hello, everybody. Good to see you. So I wanted to come and talk today about the IDNA Bluegrass Festival that is coming to Raleigh. We've had this festival for almost 10 years. The city has been involved with it for 10 years. Now the city has kind of backed out. I worked at the convention center in the city for many years. That's how we got in. We weren't here last year. The Bluegrass Festival is taking over the event. We did a survey, they found out that they had a lot of people complaining that they didn't have any watermelon at the festival last year. We did water and watermelon, but we're gonna sell for that. Like anything that has worked for any we've done talking to Bluegrass festivals in the past. Who has worked any of those? Please stand up. Stand up. People that have worked with us, services themselves, and you can see for all the older folks. But when all the young folks standing up, the next time we talk about this, but I need everybody's help. So the event is going to be on September the 29th and 30th, Friday and Saturday. It's going to go from 11 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night. We need the men. We're also going to commit ourselves to helping the city service above self and be a docent. They'll have information booths set up. Well, they'll be handing out flyers of what's going on, where's the bathroom, where's this, where's the lost child. So we need people to help man that. We'll be doing both of those events. So it's September 29th and 30th. On birthday. They did sponsor us to be out on the event. They gave us a tent, which is $750 a spot. So we have a tent and we'll be able to do water and watermelons. So I'm really excited about that. I did want to come today. My wife is her mom is in the hospital, so that's why I have my grandson. I took him with me today, so I appreciate that. This is Mr. Bear, and I see him every day, Monday through Friday. So that's what I do as well. But it's a great event coming up for Woodcraft. And you can see this, everything that we talked about today, from our blessing, talk about enthusiasm and what we are at Rotary. Yes. You know, Patty talked about the pandemic. Yes, the pandemic has been a big turnaround for the city and for us. So we need to get back out there. So please save some time on that. We're probably gonna have 4 or 5 hour sign up sheets. We're really gonna need a lot of folks to help us on that. I'm also gonna be gone for 20 days. I'm going to Europe. So I'm trying to get all this done before I go. So please, everybody, let's help. I really thank you. And congratulations for Rotary. Yay. Thanks.
Thank you, Paul, for I think that's what we need to call you from now on. We also have additional September project program in Durham, and we have a couple of differences live out there, so sign up for that if you're able to. Next, Shane, talk about backgrounds.
Hey, everybody, I don't know how to qualify. I'm Shay, but hopefully you're starting to get used to calling me that. That is perfectly fine. I'm here to talk about our tax pollution service. That would be this Saturday, need everyone's help. If it's possible to arrange these little 2 hours, that'd be great. I'm gonna be out there at a table, assisting our college students, our Rotary from 2 to 10. So we're looking at breaking up intervals. We're talking about probably creating a schedule, but if you have 2 hours next week, please, we'd love to have it at our tables. And it's gonna be really, really, really cold. The streets gonna be packed with people and students. It's gonna be a fun day. I did it last year with Richard and Tom, and it was fun. It was definitely fun. You know, a lot of the college students, a lot of people don't even know what practice is. They don't even know. He was there for 2 for 2. And I wanted to also add that I attended this this past as well, and I will be our club's DEI champion. So just be prepared to hear them still about DEI from what.
Thank you, and an exciting membership section by Jessica Cunningham.
So first, we have a second reading for Peter Gorey. And he's sponsored by Jean-Luc Duval. He's the owner of Peter Gorey Coaching and Consulting, or he acts as a friendly mentor for clients ranging from individual executives to multinational and Fortune 500 corporations. So Peter, what excites you about joining Rotary Club of Raleigh?
Hello, good afternoon. Most of you have met me already. I'm a returning Rotarian. So I first became involved with Rotary back in the noughties in the United Kingdom. And the reason for that was because they had got a youth organisation. I was assisting, I was at the Royal Volunteer Reserve. And they taught me the true meaning of service itself. It's something that I have tried to maintain in my life for all of it, even when I was a commercial litigation lawyer. I would always do some pro bono stuff on the side because I think it's important to help others and to pass it on. And meeting Jean-Luc and Eric Jones, Juicy, has opened the world of Raleigh Rotary to me, and I'm very grateful to be considered for membership here.
Thank you. And we also have today the induction of Dr. Matt Persons, sponsored by me. So our membership application has been reviewed and approved in accordance with our club's constitution and bylaws. We will now proceed in admitting you into membership in the Rotary Club of Raleigh and the friendship of Rotary throughout the world. Those who have questions will stand up. Dr. Matt, will you join us to strive for your life service above self?
Well,
Will you join us in our service projects and fundraising activities in support of our community?
will you join us in supporting programs efforts for WRAL, which focus on these areas, promoting peace, disease prevention, providing clean water and sanitation, maternal and childhood, basic education, literacy, economic and community development, and protecting the environment. Absolutely.
And fellow Rotarians, will you join me in fostering and supporting Dr. Persons as he joins us in our pursuit of adding value to our community through service above self? Now it's my pleasure to welcome you to the lecture.
Thank you, Jessica. Welcome, Dr. Person. We're very excited to have you join the club. We'll also be having our fifth meeting social next, first, excuse me, from 5:30 to 7 p.m. At Morgan Street Food Hall. We'll be collecting snacks for kids. Birthdays, we have a few. Richard Johnson's birthday today. John Luke's is this week on the 24th. We have 2 anniversaries of Chase, and I think see his wife. Yeah, we have an anniversary, and Lawrence and Sandy Davis also have the anniversaries. So, we've all been waiting for. It is time for our honored guest and speaker. She's somebody that needs no introduction. I think I'm going to say anything about her. I should Elizabeth has been a meteorologist across the state of North Carolina and also Spokane, Washington, and has been with WRAL since 1998. She graduated with degrees from the University of Colorado and Mississippi State University. And she's also very involved in the community as we will hear today. She's an expert in all things Raleigh weather, so we'll definitely see her and ask her questions about the weather today. She is married to her husband Tripp. They have 2 kids, and we chatted a little bit before the meeting. They are 15 and 18, right? And she's also, like I said, an outdoors woman in a white farm town, which is terrifying to me. So please, without further ado, join me in welcoming Elizabeth Gardner to the meeting.
Oh, boy, now there's one.
Because I have a really hard time talking about So this is a real treat. I really enjoyed watching your meeting, and it really took me back a long time back in history of my life. Used to take me to his Rotary Club meetings occasionally when I was growing up. So it just feels like home to be to the Rotary Club meeting. So thank you so much for inviting me. And normally when I'm out speaking and talking about weather, and like Carrie said, I'm totally happy for you to ask me weather questions. But one of my other questions is Whitewater kayaking and being outside. And it's kind of a fun synergy because I might be looking at how much rain is going to fall over Western North Carolina over which river, so that I can go there for the weekend and just somehow looking because I'm looking at rain. But we do have to do a lot of dry rivers to make Whitewater paddling. And so we treasure the rivers that we have around here. I was talking to Terry over lunch about paddling the Hawk. I don't know if you know that about Terry. He used to big time Whitewater canoeist for us a couple of years ago. So we have fun talking about the Hawk. A few others around here, if you really are going to get into something good, you have to go to the mountains. My husband and I took a trip a very long time ago. We already dated me saying how long I've been at WRAL. It's so funny. We tease in the studio during commercial breaks, and I say, I started in the 3rd grade. And me and the 4th grader joke about that. He started in the 6th grade. When I'm from Raleigh originally, Raleigh native, moved to Greensboro before I went to high school. I worked in Rotary from
But when I came back to Raleigh in 1998, I started Whitewater kayaking. I had started paddling my dad to take me up to the Nantahala. I rented Duckies and we had canoes on a piece of property in West Virginia, so he sort of introduced me to that. And so when I came to Raleigh and I met my husband, we both started whitewater kayaking and we went to Colorado. And we discovered this beautiful creek. It's called Clear Creek, and it runs through Golden, Colorado, which is a suburb of Denver. If you know Denver, you may know. If not, the old school Coors beer commercials. You see that pretty waterfall. Coors Beer is in Golden, Colorado. It doesn't look anything. So it's actually, it's not really high elevation right there, but it does have this beautiful creek. And it also has a greenway that runs by the river. And beside the greenway, they have ball fields and backgrounds and playgrounds. And then in the creek, they have done some whitewater engineering. They created some features in the river that you can paddle. It just makes it a little more interesting. It makes it more navigable. And they ended up having, a lot of people tubing. They have, and I'm going to show you the video of it in just a second. But look for this in the video. These rock, almost steps that look really natural, but it's almost like rock stadium seating. And so people would come, the ball game, walk across the freeway and come and get in the river, sit on the banks and, have a picnic. It's like, this is really cool and we need this. And already there was some paddling right at the base of Falls Dam. There's a little bit of a drop there, about an 8-foot drop. And when they release the right amount of water on the dam, it creates some waves that kayakers like to do tricks in. As a matter of fact, if I had time to put my son on here, he kills me. We sent him to a whitewater kayak camp in Canada over the summer, and he learned how to do a flip in his kayak. You put your bow in, you step, like bounce, you bounce into the air and do a flip in your kayak. So anyway, tricks like that. Now, what we would do at the base of the Falls Dam is probably not going to have a feature that would allow you to do that. But what we really want is to put people in the river. When we started working on this, there was no greenway. And the only way to access it was up by, even if you haven't been there before, there's a bike shop, and right across the bike shop, there's a parking lot right at the very base of the dam. And there's an access there that you can get to the river. A lot of people fish there. But then the next access was downstream. I guess that one's been there for a while. Just a little bit downstream, maybe a quarter of a mile, is the new access. So it gets you past the sort of rocky section there. And then after that, I think it's maybe all the way down to the boulevard. And you really, there's really no great access. Well, all of a sudden, when they built the greenway, everybody's running on the greenway, they're riding their bike on the greenway, and they're looking, look, there's the river. Wouldn't it be nice to get in the river? We still don't have really good access to the river. We have some really steep access points that are made out of railroad ties to get your, get a canoe in. We don't have any good way to swim it in. So we started this a very long time ago. We went out to Colorado in 01 or 02 and started with the city council. I'm not going to bore you with the very, very long things that we've been through, because the most exciting news is after all this work and the parks bond last November that passed, is money to do this for the first time. So we're super excited about that. So a little bit of this is going to be what we were showing to city council and other people in the community to support us on this. And I'm going to stand up and do something too. So Raleigh has a river that nobody knows about. If you've ever been to a city that has a river, where we can sit outside and eat dinner on the river, and walk, and there's shops and restaurants. There's several cities that have that are really great. We don't have that. So this is one way to get more people into the river. We had started off as wonderful kayaks, very selfish thinking, we're going to build this, we're going to have some cool whitewater, and it's all great. But after 15 to 20 years of visiting other whitewater rivers, you realize you have a few kayakers there. There are more people that come kayaking that are in tubes or just sitting enjoying the river. There were some kids with boogie boards and that sort of thing. So we said, well, what we are is we're just park. So it's just Falls Park on the Neuse River. The painting there in the middle, my neighbor did it. Autumn Copeland, she does some amazing paintings of the greenway. She did that for us. just as sort of what we look like. And then there's some other pictures. You've got, you know, here, right down Greenway past the river. The picture on the bottom right corner is, you can see how many people are in the water, because it's easy to get into the water. Can you imagine a day like today when it's the upper 90s, what a wonderful place that would be to be. And then where there's enough water coming out of the dam, right there by the base of the dam, you can see kayakers surfing, and that's what we used to do. We still do go to water, but that was our general idea. And we realized this is really what we want to do. We want to bring people to the river. We want to see kids with great smiles, enjoying the river. Because the more people you put in the river, also, the more people are going to protect it. Each river has an issue of pollution, and if you can put more people in it, they're going to want to take care of it. So this is a quick look at our history. In 1978, when they built Falls Dam, we were in the building process. There was a plan that was developed by the Raleigh Rotary. I think probably going to make communities happy at that point, and it never got built. Obviously, we don't know why. In 96, they did a new supporter plan that was part of the plan. 1998, this is how we sort of got interested in it. Anybody who was around in 98, there was a big push for Raleigh to the Pan Am Games, and the Whitewater features would have been there for the competition. We got a little bit of money in Parks Fund in 03. We got a little lost there, but we can, because Abby would run out of power. But anyway, the most exciting thing is that we got the money for the park again this past fall. Again, here's a picture of where you can see we're standing there on the banks that look really natural, but that's actually rock that was imported so that it's easy to get in and out of the river. Lots of tubers. I don't see any kayakers, but we want walkers, hikers, swimmers, fishermen, picnickers, tubers, boarders, taggers, doggers, nature lovers, and kids all to be able to do this. This is a video because videos are way better than any pictures or anything that I'm going to say. So Jennifer's going to start the video for us.
Originally on the Whitewater, collected free-for-all. Now we've been able to design all sorts of recreation features that bring people down.
And so I'll talk. So you can see all the people sitting there on the. You can go ahead and use it. Oh, that's okay.
Here we're building this for induced by tubers, newer kayakers, swimmers, families taking picnics, people just walking out on a great place for lunch.
Hey, that's me.
And we have a lot of fun days here. The news for just like that on day. So that's really what we're at. I can't remember what other slide. Let's see. Oh, so when we were pushing this for the last bond, we also pointed out to the city council and to the Parks Advisory Board that looking at all the other park projects, this one stood out up to the where there weren't a whole lot of other projects. This is a very old picture, but you can see the dam on the left. You can see if you've ever driven across the road or across the river, you can see that. And then the greenway is sort of the yellow line there, and there's a parking lot already. But on a lovely day, maybe not on a really hot day, when the greenway is busy, the parking lot is completely full. People have parked all along that road, all along the whole coast of the News Road. It's such a popular place because if you start on your bike here, you can go 30 miles all the way to Johnson County, and it's beautiful the whole way. The yellow circle there is where the Whitewater Park would be. So there would be 3 features there. We wanted 20, but the engineers, the feasibility study said, they put there, we can get 3. Like, okay, we'll take 3. So if we parking lot would be somewhere like there, because of the built line or where the 3 routes would be, and access to the river. The design would include all natural vegetation there, and it would not clear the bank. There are, of course, the news border rules to protect the riverbank. So there's buffer rules, and so of course we would follow the buffer rules. So there'd be a lot of vegetation on the banks, but there would be right along the river itself. Those rocks, which actually help protect the river. They release water out of the dam when it falls late, it's high. And sometimes if there's been a hurricane or a big storm, they release a lot of water. So there's a lot of erosion there. So rocks on the river bank help to bring the river from behind those through. It's also, it would end up anchoring what could be Raleigh's Adventure Center. The green shaded area is Forest Ridge Park, and there are 3 or 4 miles of mountain bike trails there. Forest Ridge Park goes all the way down to the dam. The trails don't go all the way there yet. The land is there. It could happen. The red is the Mount Sissy Trail. Mount Sissy Trail is a single track dirt trail, like a hiking trail. It comes down right to where the Whitewater Park would be. The green area that almost triangular, just sort of right below where it says not to be lead, is the most exciting piece of this, because now we have the city had bought 80 acres about 15 years ago that adjoins the river, and it adjoins right where the Whitewater Park would be. So they've allocated $11 million to plan and build the park there. And so there's so many amazing things that can be done there. You can have a little amphitheater, you can have zip lines, you can have all sorts of amazing things. This again is where I was trying to point out to Parks and Rec Department and the Parks Advisory Board. It's been in the plan for a very long time. Economic impact, and Steve O'Connor to that one, they claim $7 million a year of economic impact, people coming to Steamboat to enjoy the river there. And the Clear Creek one claims about $2 million. So there would be a lot of people who would come to enjoy our park, be a really nice regional park. So it fills a void, it has a great history, it would be free, it would be just like having a playground in your backyard. There'd be no admission fee. Has great economic impact, it's a unique amenity, we don't have anything else like that. And it would add additional parking, restaurants, and changing things. So what is happening now is the city is putting together an advisory group to decide what's going to happen at the park. Right now, they changed the name of it to News River Park, which is fine. I'm hoping they'll change it to something else, because the News River is, I don't know, 200 miles long. It needs to do something besides park, but that's on the top of that list. So what we'll have to do now, so a bunch of people applied to be on the in the group to start coming up with ideas for what to put in the park. And I think they're gonna have maybe 2 or 3 of us paddlers and people who work on the project for a really long time. But it'll also be neighbors and a lot of different wide-ranging stakeholders. And so it'll be actually to convince a new group of people that we really need these whitewater features here. It's great. Whatever else goes in the park will be a wonderful amenity. But to get people in the river, you really need that access. And we need those whitewater features in order to be able to do it. They'll be very, for the most part, very gentle whitewater features, but it'll allow kids to get in the water, and too, it gives us that good access that protects the riverbanks. So what will be happening next is, if you're connected to Raleigh Parksville and get their emails or see any information from them, they'll start to have open houses and there'll be surveys that go out. And so fill out the survey and say, I want our features. And tell your friends and neighbors to do the same. We worked really hard to have to build this access on the News River. And it will be very disappointing if they leave it the way it is. I'm sure they'll build other lovely things there on the other, the 8 acres that are there. But this is a really great opportunity to get people in the river that we don't have now. So we'll have the money available. So that's where we are with the project. We're at a very exciting point. There's still a lot of heavy lifting to do to make sure that we get these features built. Questions? Of course, I need you all to question. Yeah. You only have 2 minutes.
Speaking of heavy lifting, is there any idea on how to get canoes and kayaks back up to make another run and another run?
Yeah. So for kayakers, you're just a shoulder in your boat carry. So again, it'll be very much like an old fashioned swimming pool. That's what this is really gonna feel like. And so I'm hoping there'll be a facility there to rent tubes, so people can just rent tubes and, carry your tube right back up. Yes, interestingly enough, the city is excited about moving these projects along, and every project that's in the bond that passed, they want those finished in 5 years. We've done a lot of planning, so it's possible.
In terms of the release from the dam, how many days of the year do you think you'll get Whitewater released?
So we used to be really concerned about that, and we did a lot of studies and research on that, but we realized we really don't care. We really want to put kids in the river with tubes, and we can do that any time of year. In the spring, we tend to get most of the higher water coming. We tend to see most of the rain, and we'll get a bunch of Whitewater days. We might get as many as 60. But the point is to put people in the river and not for a selfish,
Thank you so much for joining us. You'll know she's learning and new meteorologist, so she this is a little token of our appreciation, and since you've been further needs to that for our 4-week customers. So for your coffee, I'm really thank you. Right, I believe it is time for the 4-week test. So, and everybody on the experience, rise and stand with me. Repeat after me the things that we think, say, and do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you, everybody. Good turn.